Hey guys, this is not the normal Jay and Brian and family video. Jay actually reached out to me this last week to see if I'd be interested in doing a coming out story for his channel. And so, of course, a little bit about me is my name is Dylan. I used to have a YouTube channel back when I was 14 years old. And the origin of that channel is basically me thanking Jay and Brian for putting up their videos on YouTube. Had a huge impact on me at that age. And so yeah, now we've stayed in touch over the years. And so yeah, so for my coming out story, there's kind of been multiple. I've moved around a lot in the last 5 years, so there's kind of been multiple times you've had to come out when you move. So the first main time was my senior year of high school. It was right at the end of it, but for my senior year of high school, was a little backstory about it is I was actually living with a friend of mine's family in Texas. So I moved from Idaho to Texas, and I was living with this family, and I'd known them since I was a kid. Um, but kind of the conditions were like I had a conversation with my mom as I was moving in with them, saying like you cannot let them know you're gay. Um, and they're very strong in their faith. They ran the youth, like the Baptist youth group, every single Wednesday, and so it's just kind of like a precaution to make sure I never thought I'd get kicked out, but it just to be safe. And so I went the entire year. I think I had like a lie going on that I had like a girlfriend back home in Idaho, just so I could be like, all right, we'll just plant that seed and I can move on. I don't think I like ever talked about her though. But so I went the entire year, never told him. And then I remember after I'd graduated, it was the week before I left, and I like made it a point. I was like, okay, I need to tell Kyle, and I'm gonna tell the family. And so I think I continually procrastinated on it, as I do. And I think I literally waited until the last day, the day I was leaving. So not even the last day, like literally an hour before I was leaving back home to Idaho to tell him. And I ended up taking him to a Starbucks. I told him prior, I was like, hey, there's something I gotta tell you. And and so he's kind of like, oh shoot, what is this? And he thought it was gonna be something like regarding like my family, like someone got cancer, something something. Um, and so I ended up taking him to Starbucks, and like we get coffee, and I'm literally stalling my ass off, just trying to like not talk about it. And eventually I get to the point where I'm like, okay, Kyle, I'm gay. And he just like freezes for like 10 seconds, doesn't do anything, and then like eventually like composes himself, looks up at me and goes, like, right now? and, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm pretty like, currently, yep, still am. Um, but it honestly went fine. He definitely has religious like withholdings about homosexuality, but it has come a long way over the last 5 years. We're still incredibly close. I was just down there last month. But and then I told him, I was like, feel free to tell like the entire friend group, and so told the entire friend group. And one of the cool things though about the coming out story in Texas is, so I mean, I was really in like the God Squad that entire year. And so like as a result of it, when people found out I'm gay when I left, I got I got like a total of like three people reach out to me and basically come out to me and say like, hey, I think we're very similar. And they'd be like, there was a one of the girls was lesbian, and then two guys came out to me, and so I was able to like keep in touch with them. I still am in touch with them over the years. One of them has come out. The other two are still in the closet. But I think that's always kind of the cool pay it forward moment of when you come out. You kind of you start to kind of like become a mentor to other people that are in the closet and be their moral support. But moving on from moving on from Texas is literally right after I told Kyle, went back up to Idaho and then started college. And right away I rushed a fraternity, which in northern Idaho, which isn't exactly the pinnacle of social acceptance. So this one was a little terrifying for me. And so I didn't tell anyone for like the first couple months, and then slowly, like once I started like establishing like a friend group, and tell close friends. So I'd always make it like so dramatic. Like I'd take them out to dinner and like be like, I need to tell you something. Um, But they were fine with it. Everyone of my close friends were like fine with it. It wasn't an issue. And then I think the third guy I told, he a week later actually came out to me as well, and so him and I started like tag teaming it, which made it a lot easier. And then like got to a point where like once you've told enough people and you're like, yeah, no, feel free to tell whoever, you just kind of like stop coming out, and then it like spreads and people ask you and you confirm it. But there's no like really incredible stories with the like or like anything like noteworthy when coming out to the fraternity. I never really had a huge issue. I'd sometimes get like there is like the fraternity held like 66 people in it, so there'd be guys obviously I wasn't like incredibly close with, and so I could kind of tell they were uncomfortable with it, but I just kind of like keep my distance and like be friendly. But that was mainly the I really didn't have too big for, which is surprising honestly for being up in North Idaho. The most recent time ever has been I've recently relocated to Los Angeles. I just graduated from college and got a job here. Um, and this one was like super chill. Like literally day one, I was like in the car with my new roommates, and I think it was like now I'm just like very casual with it. I think I was out in West Hollywood at like a gay bar there, and so I was just like telling them that, and they were like, "Oh, are you gay?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." Now it's a lot more casual. Like we went out with coworkers last night, and it was like the same instance. So yeah, now it's not really a big deal. It's not really an issue at all. Um, I think like kind of the big things you get from coming out and every time you do it is it becomes like exponentially less terrifying every single time. B, kind of the story with the Texas thing is I have like a ton of people now reach out to me, message me on Facebook, um, coming out to me and saying like, "Hey, this is what's going on. I'm really and like kind of being their moral support for people." And so I always kind of I think that's a pretty cool aspect. And third, I think you start becoming like a lot more comfortable with yourself when you start like telling people. It's I remember back when you're in the closet, it's just kind of like all you're thinking about. It's like a constant like, oh, I can't let them know, like, oh, I can't, like, you can't tell your friends who you like, you can't tell, like there's a large component of your life that you're keeping from people that you're really close with. And so finally not having finally like when you tell people, that's not like a constant worry on your mind anymore. You don't have to like you can just, it sounds really cheesy, but like be who you are. um, be completely relaxed when you're hanging out with your friends. But yeah, so that's my coming out story. I don't feel like it's incredibly interesting or there's crazy moments with it. No one tried to kill me or anything. But yeah, so thanks again. Thanks for listening. Jay, I hope this was sufficient. Sorry for the terrible video quality. This is on my front facing phone camera. I'm using a cooler as a tripod right now. So, uh, but yeah, thanks you guys.